Hello all, Dr. Andrew Von Plitt here with another live stream. And in this live stream, I'm basically going to be continuing to answer questions from previous videos that have gone unanswered for a bit too long now. So if you have questions as we go through this video, please drop them down in the comments and I will try to get to them as well. And before we get started, I do want to give a shout out to Greg Chan, or a user named Greg Chan. And Greg left a $10 super thanks on one of my videos on the Tai Chi connecting moves 1 through 7 video. So this is basically the most recent video that I've put up. And Greg says, "Thank you, Andrew. As far as I have found, you are the most thorough and explanatory instructor. I've been practicing 10 form every day and looking forward to continuing the full form. Much appreciated, Greg." Well, Greg, thank you so much for sharing your enjoyment of these videos with us, and thank you so much for the support, for the super thanks. I do really appreciate that, and I'm very glad to hear that these videos are so useful for you. And more videos are on the way, so keep an eye out for that and keep up the good work in your practice. So with that, I'm going to also jump over, if I can find the spot that I'm looking for here, and pull up new members. So Carmelita Thorndike as a new subscribing, if I can use the right word here, new supporting member for this channel who, joined about a month ago, but I'm just now getting around to the thank you on a live stream. So thank you, Carmelita, for becoming a supporting member. Really appreciate it. And I think I already gave a shout out to Tony Rodriguez. I know I did in the last video, but thank you, Tony, for being a supporting member, and also Bill Weber. Appreciate you, and I appreciate all the supporting members out there. So thank you for what you do and for supporting this channel. And now I'm going to jump over to the comments and see if I can find where I left off during my last video so we can continue on with answering some of these questions. Guess I should have pulled this up before getting the video going, but I was in a hurry, so here we are waiting for me to scroll through these and find out. There, I think we are. Nope, keep going. So I have missed a lot of comments, and I apologize, everyone, for leaving so much time between these videos. Let's see. I think this... Well, this one's interesting. I don't know if I've... Looks like it's about a month old, so it is. I doubt it's one that I've gotten to before, but I think it'll be a fun one to discuss. This comment is left on the purpose of the sword fingers video in the Taiji sword basics series, which at some point I will get back to and do some more basics videos, and eventually a form for the Jian or the Taiji straight sword, but not yet. Soon, hopefully, but not yet. Let's see. This is from a user named Christian CBE, and Christian says the left hand sword fingers hand is for only capital letters one use. It holds a dagger. Capital letters are also on dagger. Let's see. The handle of the dagger lies against the two fingers, with the blade lies against the palm pointing up the arm. When the dagger needs to be used, it's flipped around in the hand and used to stab. It has no other use. Capital letters for no other use. So thank you for sharing your thoughts, Christian. I think it's interesting in martial arts, and this is something that I've seen with plenty of martial arts and places that I've trained, where someone will learn a specific application for something and think that it's the only application. And I do just directly disagree with this comment. I think that's a potential use for it. I think that's no offense, Christian, this is not meant to be down on you or your opinion here, but this is my perspective, so I'm going to share this. I think that's a clumsy use for it. And the reason is because if you've done any sparring with weapons, you don't typically hold a weapon in a position where you need to flip it around to use it, because you don't have time to do that. Even if you watch HEMA, so like historical European martial arts, if they're using a dagger, they're using a dagger where it needs to be for them to use it. There is, I don't know why, but in Chinese martial arts, traditional Chinese martial arts, there is this kind of romanticized idea of holding things in a way that doesn't make sense because you can whip it out really quick and flip it around and use it when you need it and then put it back. And it's just not a good idea. I'll say that. If you need to use something, you need it ready to be used, not somewhere not ready to be used, right? So even the idea that this hand posture is meant to hold a dagger um, in a position where it's not ready to be used, I disagree with that. Um, and then it needs to be flipped around to be used and flipped back to be stored until you need it again. If you are already holding a dagger because you're in a position, where you will need that dagger in a sword fight or whatever, historically, what we're talking about is somewhat hypothetical. And talking about a historical use for something at a time when a dagger and a sword would be, kind of commonplace for martial engagement. Yeah, if you were in that position where you needed a dagger and a sword, you would not be holding the dagger in a way where it needed to be flipped out to be used. You would be holding it in a ready position. So I disagree with that. My position, of course, as I said in that video, is that it's a placeholder. So could it be there for reminding you that you could be holding a dagger in that hand and you're moving in a way that supports that use of that hand? Of course. A placeholder, like I talked about in that video, for holding the scabbard or the sheath of the sword that you're using as an extra barrier, an extra way of deflecting, a second sword in that hand. There's many different things that when you look at how that hand moves through the form, it really supports the idea that it is moving in a way that supports holding a second weapon of some kind. But yeah, that's what I had to say about it. But thank you for leaving the comment, Christian. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. I do disagree with your thoughts, but I do appreciate you sharing them. And I encourage other people to share their thoughts. Whether I agree with them or not, I will let you know. But that's, part of martial arts, historical martial arts, and just life in general. We don't all agree on things, and that's fine. So thanks for leaving the comment. I hope you will leave some more comments in the future and more discussion points for us. So take care, Christian. And I'm going to move on to another comment now. I just saw that one, and this may be completely out of order, but I wanted to address that one. Let's see what other comments we have here. Okay, that's where we were. Okay, and this next one comes from... Okay, so this is from a user named LB. This is on the Taiji 10 forum #1 video, which is actually the second one in the series. So this is the first move instruction video. And the person's basically saying that they subscribed and they're very happy and very grateful for these videos. And so thank you for subscribing. Really glad to hear you're liking these videos and enjoying the channel, and wishing you the best. Thanks for leaving the comment. Let's see. This one is also on the Taiji sword basics, the purpose of the sword fingers. I guess that one's gotten a little bit of attention while I've been away. This is from a YouTube user named Jedi Mantra, and I really quite like that username. Well done. I do like Star Wars quite a bit, so I appreciate that one. Let's see. I truly respect how well chosen your words are. Thank you for that, Jedi Mantra. I do try to be somewhat articulate, and I don't always succeed in that, as these live streams demonstrate very clearly, but I do also try to be thoughtful in what I put out. So glad to hear you appreciated that. Thanks for the comment. Let's see. Some of these comments are just appreciation comments. I do appreciate all of those. I love hearing when people are enjoying these videos, when they're getting something out of it. So thank you for leaving those comments. But since many of those comments don't have something for me to directly address, I'm just going to say thank you to everyone who has left that type of comment and try to move past some of those so we are a little bit more efficient with the time here. Let's see. This one's from Christine Spicone. This one is on Yang Tai Chi 24 form demonstration video. They say, every illustration of Tai Chi form is an adventure in learning. I definitely agree with that. I'm working my way through your videos, been very busy. Broken bones and tendon injuries. Very sorry to hear that. Feel better after practicing. And mentally rehearsing moves as well as watching demonstrations. Hope you have a wonderful Easter. Thank you, Christine, for that that comment. I'm sorry to hear about the broken bones and tendons. I hope that's an old injury you're referring to and not something that's happened recently. But I like this idea of mentally rehearsing the moves. That's something that is a great thing to do if you can't physically be practicing, because it basically reminds the body, reminds the mind of these things, and it can be very beneficial in your training. So while I don't think if you can be physically training, it's acceptable to just go through it in your mind, and kind of use that as an excuse not to do the physical movements. I think if there is some limitation to physically go through the movements, whether that's the place and time or a physical injury or something like that, then just going through the movements mentally is excellent exercise. So definitely keep that up, Christine. And I hope your bones and tendons feel better and mend quickly. So thank you for that comment. All right, this next one is from JD Smith, who is a supporting member. So thank you for being a supporting member, JD Smith. This is on the Yang Tai Chi 108 form, part 3 front view video. And JD says, hello, Dr. Von Plitt. Is there a part 3 rear view like part 1 and 2? I can't seem to find it on YouTube. Also, I was very happy to discover that there's 108 form after learning the 24 form by heart. Thank you so much for these videos. Well, congratulations on learning the 24 form by heart. That's wonderful. Glad to hear you're moving on to the 108 form. Unfortunately, I just never got around to filming a part 3 rear view of that form. So I guess that's something I need to revisit in the very near future to kind of complete that series, because I feel like I have videos. Well, I mean, there's more that needs to be done on that series anyway, because I don't have connecting movements videos for that series. So there's more to go there. But no, there's not a rear view, and that's why you're not seeing it for part 3 of that form. So I will add that to the to-do list, and hopefully sometime before I'm, gray and unable to complete these movements in a reasonable manner, then I will have a video up for that. So thank you for the comment. Thank you for the question. Let's see. Let's see. This one is from the Taiji 24 from Connecting Moves 1 through 24. This is from a user named Purple Mongoose, which is an excellent username. That's really, I appreciate that one. So thank you for also being a subscriber, because it looks like you're a subscriber. So thank you for that. Let's see. Man, the directional descriptions are really working with my tisms. So I'm glad to hear that the directional description is helpful. I've heard from some people that it's a little confusing at first, but I think it's a really excellent tool for helping someone understand which direction to face. So glad to hear that's helpful for you, Purple Mongoose. And thank you so much for leaving the comment and being a subscriber. Let's see. Okay. So there's some more comments there, basically showing appreciation for the videos. Thank you all for leaving those comments. I always love hearing those, but I'm not going to go through and read each one. As I mentioned before, we're just going to keep rolling forward. All right, so this one is from Antonio Jr. Orlina, who's also a subscriber. So thank you, Antonio, for being a subscriber. This is on the Taiji 24 form Connecting Moves 1 through 24. So that one seems like it's getting a lot of comments recently. That's good to see. Comment is skillful. Very cool. Thank you for that compliment. I wish I could execute all 24 moves the way they should be done. Thanks for the demo. You can. These things take time. And I have full faith that you will be able to do that with some practice. Nobody, when they start learning these movements, does them well the first time they do them. And it's a process. So I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Thank you for subscribing. And I have complete faith that you'll be able to perform these moves just fine after some time and some practice. That's all it takes. Let's see. This one. Oh, just got a live comment here. So let's have a look. This is from Grant W. And Grant says, if I can say this correctly, just get the words out. That's all I have to do. If you could teach only one Tai Chi form in a class, which one would it be? That's a really hard question because it would depend on who was in the class, what their goals were. And this is also a slightly different question from what if I could only learn or have one form that I would practice, which one would it be? So it has a lot of variables to it. I think if it's just people who are wanting to feel better, they're looking for the health benefits of Tai Chi. They just want something simple. They have busy lives. They're not planning to do a lot with Tai Chi other than use it as a form of exercise. I think it would either be the 10 form or the 24 form. Because those are the 10 form is just it's symmetrical, so it's a great form for exercise. It's simple, it's short. Anyone can do it in their schedule. Like it's not going to take so much time that it prohibits practice. So that would probably be my first choice. And then the 24 form, just because it's something that once you learn it, you can go so many places. And even though there's variation in how it's done, so many people do the 24 form that it's easy to find a home to practice with other people, regardless of where you live, if you know the 24 form. So, and it's also not super long. It takes a lot longer to learn it than it does the 10 form, but it doesn't take so long that I think it really prohibits people from being able to learn it in a reasonable amount of time and use it in a reasonable amount of time for their practice and their training. So it would be one of those two, but I'm not sure which one I would pick. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Thanks for the question. Let's see. Okay, so this one is from a user named Rafif Gmail, and this is on the Taiji bag drills video for Peng. And the comment is, wow, pretty cool lesson, but is every technique can train through punching bag, reflex ball? I apologize, there's someone driving by with a rather loud car out there. So if you heard that, that's what that was. My apologies. Let's see, wooden dummy, etc., or only a view. I don't quite understand the last part there, the only a view part, but can every technique be trained through a punching bag, reflex ball, wooden dummy? No, they can't be, but most of them can be, and the important principles of Tai Chi definitely can be. If you're working on developing root and expressing power, moving from your dantian, those things can be used and should be used if you don't have a training partner to work with a punching bag or with a heavy bag. You can use a wooden dummy, even though it's not really ideal, I would say. Like if you're looking at like a Wing Chun wooden dummy, the structure of it, I wouldn't say is ideal for like Tai Chi technique training, but you could totally use it. Reflex ball, I think that should be a part of any martial arts training. And there are techniques that you can practice with that, but each one of those things will have techniques that you can practice with it and techniques that just aren't conducive, or that training implement is not conducive to practicing those techniques. So yeah, I guess that would be my answer to that. Many of them can be, and especially the power generating moves definitely should be, but not all of them can be. So thanks for the comment and the question, Rafif. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to write that down. And I'm going to move on to the next comment here. Let's see. Looks like I have another live comment from Grant W. Thank you, Grant, for dropping a comment question in here. Let's see. Thanks for your answer. 24 form is currently the one form that I try to practice daily. That's a great one to practice daily. I think that if you are going to learn just one, that's not a bad place to go with that one because of all the reasons I mentioned before. So I'm glad you're learning that form and that it's beneficial for you. Let's see. And I did not start the timer this time. I forgot. I got my timer out and forgot. So let's see how long we're going. We're at about 20 minutes. So I'm going to go with one more comment here, and then I think I'll wrap it up because this is becoming a bit long-winded and I need to get to some other things before I go to bed. So this one is from James Ip, who's a subscriber. So thank you, James, for being a subscriber. And this is on the Tai Chi 24 form demonstration video. James says, I'm slightly bewildered as to why you don't have millions of views. As a beginner, I've not seen anything on the web as comprehensive or excellent as your instructional series. Amazing work. Thank you for that, James. That's a very high compliment, very high praise. I appreciate that. It's always good to hear when people are enjoying these videos. As far as the millions of views, I would absolutely love to have millions of views. I think for why I don't have millions of views, it probably has to do with the fact that my videos are not exactly entertaining. They're really, I mean, like, it's kind of like a dictionary of you know, or a list of Tai Chi moves and how to do them. So it's not exactly an entertaining or exciting thing to watch, and it's really for people who are wanting to learn these things and don't have the resources to do it in their local area with a live instructor. So, I mean, that's a select group of people who are really motivated to get in and learn it and do it on their own like that. And so I don't really expect millions of views on this channel, but I expect and I hope that the videos are helpful for those who do come across this channel. So there's that. So thank you for the comment, James. I appreciate it. All right. And with that, I'm going to call it a day and we'll jump back into these comments next time. I think I might be able to finish, well, it might be 2 more videos before I finish these, but I'll try to finish them up in the next video so we can move on to other things with the live streams. And I will try to get the next video on the 10 form up in a reasonable amount of time. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the questions. If you have any additional questions, please put them in the comments below. I will try to get to them soon. And with that, take care.